you gonna call?
It's 7:23 with Bianca, Mike and Bob at 97.3, and some very, very special ghost-busting guests are joining us.
So excited because the ladies from Haunted Down Under are joining us in the studio. Briar, Hayley, Nadine. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
It sounds like
Now,
Praise
ladies,
Angels.
we invited you in this morning because we had just a feeling there might be a spirit in our offices here at 97.3, and you've been for a walk through the building. What did you find?
We've got a couple of male spirits here. We have one that is connected to the area. I think he is perhaps a rail worker. And then we also have someone connected to someone in the office, male spirit with, I think, heart problems or may have died from heart issues because my heart started palpitating when I was out in the hallway.
Hayley uses her psychic abilities to sort of get a feeling of the area, and then we have our different devices, some of them experimental, some of them just as simple as like a voice recorder, and then we use the evidence that we catch to support each other, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
okay.
some of the things Hayley says are really interesting to what we actually catch on our devices.
Some interesting cases around Brisbane that you get to use your thermal imaging ghost-busting ways. The Mount Cootha area, you've discovered a dark mass there.
So we were walking down a narrow path in the forest in Mount Cootha, and I looked down to my left to like an embankment, and I saw like a dark shadow like on the ground. It was just a dark shadow.
With no meaning, like no reason for it.
No, so I shone my torch on it and then it was gone. And then seconds later, Hayley and Caitlin were screaming because it had come up behind them. And we caught a voice in that time between those two events happening, which was seconds, on our recorder that said go.
Like go.
You
isn't it?
recorded it. You
Yeah,
actually
right.
recorded it.
Well, how it works with an EVP, which is an electronic voice phenomenon, we will ask questions on our recorder. We don't hear the responses out loud at the time, but we play it back, and sometimes we get responses, and we've had some nice and some not so nice in the past.
This is like a horror movie.
Try being in the forest with them.
Yeah, wow.
So tell us about some scary things that have happened to you.
Okay, so we have had a lot of voices tell us to go, tell us to leave. They have said burn.
Burn.
Yeah, burn.
Like burn in hell.
Yep.
Whoa.
We had one very clear that came through that said you're gonna die.
You don't hear that till later, is that right?
Hayley sometimes does, being a psychic, but the rest of us tech-based, we don't hear it until we play back. But we often record in short bursts of 1 to 2 minutes at a time, and then we'll go back and we'll listen to them while we're still there so that we can communicate in a way.
Have you ever had them say something like that and you want to leave? I mean, you guys are very brave. I'd be gone, sisters. I'd be out of there.
There's been a couple of times we have run.
Really?
Yeah, and you can see it on our videos. We're
So an interesting thing that I read about you guys is that on the Gold Coast, you had rocks being thrown around at some river mill for no explanation. Did that really happen?
Yes, that did happen. At first, we kind of put it down to the environment that we were in because we were in like an outdoor area, but there was like an outdoor seating area. So we thought that's really creepy and our devices keep going off every time a rock is thrown. But we thought to ourselves, it's outside, who knows what it could be. And then we actually went upstairs into the attic and a rock was thrown towards us and landed right next to one of our devices on camera.
Wow.
On camera.
And we live broad stream, so this was,
Do you feel that these spiritual beings are saying you're entering an area that we don't want you in?
I think it really depends, hey? What feeling did you get?
Yeah, it depends on the type of spirit that is in the area. So I don't describe spirits as being necessarily bad or good. I think some people, when they pass, are still stuck in a negative place.
Yep.
So perhaps us going into the attic up there is impeding on their space, and it's their way of saying, please leave, we've had enough. We also, the other night, were up there for a tour, and there was quite a few times when it said enough on the Ovilus box. So I think it was just gets to the end of its tether. It takes a lot of energy for it to do this, and it just says, like, this is how I'm going to get you to run, watch me. And then we run.
Can you meet me here at the radio station at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, please?
Why?
Well, I'm usually here first, and the other day I told
Yeah,
tell
Bob
us,
says.
Bobby.
a shadow just fell
Oh,
across the
said that
room
the
and
whole way.
moved. And I turned and there was nothing there, but I felt it. I saw it. You know.
Yeah, that's how they manifest to everybody. People
Yeah.
brush it off, but that's how they kind of, you'll be able to see them in your peripheral.
All right,
Yes.
you enjoy that. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in. Wow. I love it. 5 ghost-busting local ladies. They're so cool.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I've met the ghost of Gordon Street now. Instead of greet me every morning at 4 o'clock.
That's just me hiding in the shadows like a weirdo, Bobby.
Don't do that.